Here's the question for you, Mr. Chitterelli. Do you want Donald Trump to come to New Jersey and campaign for you? Does that help or hurt you?
Bill, the president's a busy guy. We did a tele town hall the other night with thousands of people on it. We'll do another one. He's doing robocalls. He's posting. We really appreciate his involvement. At the end of the day, the candidate has to win the election. As for my opponent, she could bring in the ghost of FDR. I really don't think it's going to matter. At the end of the day, the candidate's got to win the election, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Hey, gang, as many of you know, we have an incredibly important race happening right now in New Jersey that could be a bellwether for conservative momentum heading into the 2026 midterms. Now, you know, the Garden State has been deep blue for way too long, but there is a grassroots movement on the ground that's changing the game. So back with us today is Cliff Maloney, CEO of Citizens Alliance and the mastermind behind the successful Pennsylvania Chase strategy that helped flip Pennsylvania red for President Trump back in November. And now Cliff is bringing that same A game, his door knocking strategy to New Jersey with the New Jersey Chase, deploying his army of volunteers who've already knocked on, as I understand it, Cliff, like hundreds of thousands of doors already to help support Republican gubernatorial candidate Jack Ciattarelli. Gang, with just days to go before the election, he's here to give us the latest, and he's here to show us how we can try to get Jack over the finish line. So, Cliff, welcome back. Give us a big picture overview of what you're seeing on the ground, man.
Well, Dr. Steve, as always, appreciate you having me on the show. Look, this race is neck and neck. Once again, the fact that I'm saying that about New Jersey, if we flip New Jersey red, it will be earth-shattering, and we are about as close as we can get. Here's the rub. I want to really share the biggest number from what I'm seeing on the ground is this, okay? And I'm going to check my notes to make sure I have it. 184,000 Republicans in the state of New Jersey have requested a mail-in ballot. But when you look at how many of them have sent it back, it's roughly 104. I mean, we have 80,000 mail ballots that are out there from Republicans, Steve. I want to be clear. And so when people ask me, what is it that the New Jersey Chase program is doing, is we are going to every single Republican, right? We've already got over 100,000 of them to come back, but we still have 80,000 Republicans. This is what's going to determine the election. And so I would encourage every single member of the Turley Nation to go to njchase.com. Help me continuously sponsor. We've only got a couple days left. njchase.com, $175 sponsors an entire day. If you want to sponsor 10 people for a day, $1,750. And as your entire audience knows, every dollar that we raise goes directly towards the door knockers' pay, their housing, and the gas cards. You've got my word on that. We proved that in Pennsylvania. But Steve, these 80,000 ballots that are sitting on dining room tables, this could be the difference in New Jersey. We've got to go to every one of those houses.
And it's not even, it could be, it was. How Jack lost by 80,000 votes in 2021.
It's exactly correct.
This is it. You can't let it sit on the table. So this is what I love about what you do, Cliff. For people who don't know, Cliff doesn't just knock on the door of anybody and then try to persuade them one way or the other. These guys, New Jersey Chase, just like they did in Pennsylvania Chase, they are targeting Republican homes. They're targeting homes. If I recall, all of them requested a ballot. Is that what you're doing? Those are the exact homes you're targeting?
And Steve, that's how crazy it is. You have 80,000 people who are registered Republican in New Jersey who went through the motion of saying, hey, you know what? Send me a ballot. And they haven't sent it back. So that's why it's sitting there.
Yeah. And so you're knocking on that door and saying, hey, that ballot, I could even see it from the door on that kitchen table. Can we help you with that? Can we make sure that that's filled out for Jack? And then let's get that in the mail. Or do you do some vote harvesting? How do you where do you go from there?
Yeah, so we can't legally touch the ballot, but obviously we're reminding these people, and we're going back to the same doors, right? And once again, these people have Jack Ciattarelli signs in their yard, right? They answer the door with a Donald J. Trump shirt on, but they haven't voted. And that's, look, I get it, but that's what we're doing. We're matching the Democrats' tactics of going to the door of every single Republican, like the Dems do on their side, And so my big ask is two very simple things. Either one, come to New Jersey and help us pull off the impossible by knocking doors as part of the New Jersey Chase. If you can't come out, that's fine. Go to njchase.com, chip in $175 or whatever you can afford to be a part of this. I don't want to have to send people home early. I don't want to have to pull back. We are in the final sprint, just a couple days left leading up to Tuesday, November 4th. I want to leave everything on the field. And Turley Nation has been such a huge reason why we've been able to do that.
Absolutely. Click on the link below, gang, and do what you always do with you guys and Cliff. You guys are an indomitable force. Give us a sense of what you're seeing on the ground. Are you seeing Republicans motivated? Are they fired up? What are you seeing there?
Yeah, I definitely think the motivation and the energy right now is with Jack. And when we talk to people at the door, I mean, they're excited, right? It gives them hope. New Jersey for so many years, I guess you could count Chris Christie as a Republican governor. I'm not a huge fan of his.
Right, I'm with you.
But Jack is an actual conservative who gets things done. He's a common sense problem solver. He's just, when you walk in the room with him, he's just a good dude. Right. And I always tell people, 2024, I'd come on your show and we always talked about authenticity, right? 2024 was like the clearest example of like Trump and Vance versus Kamala and Tim. And you're like, wow. Like,
happy hands, Tim. Happy hands.
Like if there's ever a case of the authentic candidate will win, that was it. That's what I'm seeing in Jersey. But the difference, Steve, it is a huge numbers problem.
Yes.
When it comes to Republican and the Democrat. And look, I don't want to be the person on your show that's always claiming we're going to win. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that New Jersey is in play because of the work that we're doing, because of the work of so many partners and grassroots on the ground. We have an actual shot at this. And let me throw this number at the audience, because if you're following along and trying to understand where are we and where do we need to be, Jack Ciattarelli won Election Day by 200,000 votes in 2021. So when you're tracking the returns by party of both the vote by mail and the early voting, that's the magic number. Is to say how far or how close are we? If we get below more than 200,000 down, it's going to be tough to make it up. Now, he could win Election Day by 200 again. He could win by less. He could win by as much as 250 or 300,000. But as you're tracking this, and as people from home are trying to do the math, remember, Jack won Election Day by 200,000 raw votes. So we've got to try to hold that blue wall from hitting that mark, or at least getting above 250. And then we've got to turn out every single Republican on Election Day that decided they didn't want to vote by mail and didn't want to vote early.
What's the how are you factoring independents into this? Because all the polls I'm seeing is Jack is doing very well with independents, consistently leads there. How are they factoring in the strategy? Is this 100% you're focusing on Republican turnout, or are you taking into consideration independents as well?
So yes, we are focused on Republicans, but we have modeled some independents. Look, Steve, I'm not used to this. And I mean that as a compliment to Jack. Usually the independents are breaking away from the candidates I'm working with, right? My candidates are too America first. They're too MAGA. They're too extreme. Look, the Cheryl campaign had to switch their ads because they were trying to paint Jack as the MAGA guy. And it was intensifying.
It was working.
Right? So you're exactly right. The independents are with Jack. They are moving. And look, the fact that they're not against us by 10 points, even if we break even on independents, it's a win. But right now, I mean, some of the polls have Jack up high single digits when it comes to independents. And my favorite was one of the polls included, after they asked him all the questions, they said, what about your neighbors and your friends and family? Who are they voting for? And Jack was up like double digits.
And apparently that's a more accurate indicator, just before the predictive indicator for who really does pull it out. That gives you the sense of the momentum. Yeah, that's neat.
Well, and remember this. Right now, the polls are neck and neck. Let's say, it's either tied or Jack's down 1 or 2. Compare that to 4 years ago. When every poll had Jack down by double digits and he only lost by 3. That right there might be the most significant statistic outside of the fact that 80,000 Republicans better get their ballot back. But aside from that, if you're trying to have indicators, that to me is a great indication for Jack.
Yeah. But boy, if he loses again by 80,000, I'm changing the name of my channel, man. The I Hate New Jersey Republican channel. I hate 80,000 New Jersey Republicans. There you go. It is amazing. He does have a lot of wind at his back. There is the frustrations. That's why I love you're a realist. You embody a definite sobriety towards the challenges that are in front of us, but like Aragon, you never lose hope. You're always going forward, and that's what I love about Pennsylvania Chase. That's how you won Pennsylvania, and that's why I hope and I believe you're going to win New Jersey. If Jack pulls this off, last question for you. If Jack pulls this off in deep blue Jersey, I mean, we're talking a registration advantage of hundreds of thousands of Democrats. What does that signal about the national political climate and Republican momentum?
Oh, I think it's an earth-shattering moment. I think what it means is in 2026, we're going to go into the midterms with so much energy and just so much excitement. And look, a lot of people aren't thinking about this. If New York elects a socialist and New Jersey elects Jack Ciattarelli, a strong conservative candidate, think about that dichotomy, Steve.
Yeah.
Think about how you can, and what does it prove? And you've always said this on your show. It proves the Democrats are the party of the elites. The Republicans are 100% now the party of blue collar working class America. Yeah. And when you look at New York compared to Jersey and the grit of New Jersey, and I'm meeting a lot of these people, they're fantastic patriots. It really will paint a picture that I think shows you what the different parties represent. I think it benefits us in 2026 if Republicans can have some courage and actually get the redistricting done that they need. And exactly. Steve, I'm not going to announce what I'm doing yet because I'm focused on Jersey and PA, but I will pledge today to come back on your show to divulge what we're going to be doing at the end of 2025 and into the beginning of 2026 when it comes to pressuring the rhinos that are holding up the redistricting. Think Cliff Maloney, think Citizens Alliance, think Youth Army of Door Knockers, talking to Republican primary voters in Rhino's districts to get them to take action. We got a lot coming up. But right now, awesome. NJChase.com, that is my focus. With 445,000 doors, I am pledging to knock 500,000. If people want to get involved, NJChase.com, any amount, we will put it to good use to save the country.
Absolutely. Amen. And one of the benefits of the job that I have, gang, is I get to hang out with Cliff at backstage, as it were. And I see this guy works 24/7. He's traveling constantly. He's the real deal, pulling this stuff off, pulling off amazing wins, saving our civilization, one state at a time. Amazing stuff. So make sure you click on that link below and donate to New Jersey Chase. And let's get this done. Let's flip New Jersey. We can do it. I can taste it. It's awesome. Again, the election is just a few days. So if you're watching and you're in Jersey and you haven't sent in your ballot, if you're one of the 80,000, get it in right now. Don't wait. Go. Put it in the mailbox right now. November 4th. So don't wait. Give what you can. Let's help Cliff get Jack over the finish line. Cliff, you're the best, man. I can't wait to hang out with you again and just keep rocking and rolling. And like I said, we got your back.
Love you, Doc. Thanks so much.